Hello, everybody. Welcome to the New Moon in Aries event. I'm so excited to be giving this demonstration on Aries. We're going to be breaking down these corresponding elements. I got to tell you all about Aries, first of all. First of all, we need to get into why it's important to know about the corresponding elements, to know about everything about Aries. Why is it important? Why would I want to teach and explain on this? I feel like, first of all, I feel like you can manifest anything you want. Forget a candle, forget anything with magic. If you would just love God and trust God, you can manifest anything and everything. You just love God and trust God. If you on that wavelength, that's cool. The candles is just like icing on the cake. It's just like something on top. So this is what we're talking about. We're talking about, we can love God and we could, manifest that way. But we're on earth and there's all these different tools that God gave us. So why not educate ourselves on the tools that he gave us to enhance this energy? And then on top of enhancing that energy, we are setting our intentions and making our intentions stronger. That's the biggest thing. That's like, if we learn what we're doing, that's going to make the intention setting so much more greater. So it's important I ask for patience, because some people don't like to learn. And I'm like, I have to teach before I demonstrate. So we're going to break down so many different things right now. Okay. We're going to break all of this down. So the first thing I want to get into is the Aries new moon ritual. Now I want to look up something. Look at me making a mess already. Okay, look, that was a little accident. Let's do this. So we're going to ring the bell a little bit. And I'm going to ask for someone to bring my handy dandy lighter to me, because I'm going to light some sage. Okay, so we got, what is wrong with this thing? Okay. So while I'm waiting on that, thanks for y'all patience, because this is going to be a playback. So if y'all feel like y'all want to fast forward to the good stuff, go ahead and do that. But I do recommend that you sticking around and learning what these corresponding elements are all about. This is the key component to everything. This is what's going to make, is what it's going to make your ritual so much more potent. So Spirit wanted me to go here. There's something I left out of my notes. So I'm just going to put this in. Well, because I need to talk about this too. One more thing I need to talk about. Oh, I need to look up that. Wow, this was going to get deep. Okay, Spirit. I got 2 words that I need to look up for y'all. So we're going to get on this right now. Okay. All right. Awesome. So let's go ahead and break this down on exactly, thank you so much. I'm glad I just had to grab one more thing over here, y'all. Sorry about that. Okay, we back, we ready. Okay, so now we finna get into this. I burned some sage and we about to get into this. Okay. So I just want to get my sage on. We can just leave this right here and here. And I have this. I'm going to pull the camera down lower so y'all can see some of the things that I'm working with today. What this hell this was about. That's funny. Oh. Okay, so Aries new moon ritual. So let's get into this, y'all. I'm ready. Spirit, thank you for everybody that's tapped in, that's going to see this message, everybody who's patient, who's willing to learn something new today so they can have their intention setting expanded when they are working with their candles, or when they are manifesting, when they are calling things into their life. May this video be a blessing to everyone that watches it, from the east to the north, to the south, to the west. Lord, thank you. Ashe, ashe, ashe. Amen. So, okay. Aries new moon, and I pray that this video reaches all the right people. Ashe. Okay, so with this Aries new moon ritual, we're going to talk about the zodiac. The zodiac obviously is Aries. Aries is a zodiac sign. With Aries being a zodiac sign, it comes from the zodiac. Actually, we have to break down, where does the zodiac come from? We know Aries, well, where did they get this term Aries? So the zodiac is actually, it was a picture inside of a pyramid. So in Egypt, in Dendera, Egypt, in the Temple of Hathor, there was a pyramid, and it was dedicated to the King Osiris, okay? And inside that pyramid, they put like a snapshot of the sky. They have a picture of the sky. And in that picture depiction, it has, I believe, 12 constellations. 12 constellations in it. And that is the 12 zodiac signs. Now, the root word of zodiac is animal. It means animal. So every constellation, if there's 12 constellations, there's more scientifically. Some say there's 80 constellations. Some say there's only 8. Some say there's so many different numbers with scientists saying that constellations, but we're just going to use what was down in the pyramid, because obviously what was written in the pyramid was one of the first things ever written. So I like to go back to we're talking about ancient times. The pyramids, I feel like, is revealing a lot of information. It's the oldest information written down that we have, okay? Other than people's word of mouth and stories that they retold later on. But the pyramid predates all that. So in the pyramid, there's 12 constellations. It's a big picture. And I'm going to do another video and follow up more on zodiac natal chart, and I'm gonna have my drawing board out and all that. We're not gonna do all that today. We're just gonna go in with the ritual. But if you look for my YouTube channel, there'll be videos I'm posting more based on zodiac astrology, and like getting deep with that natal chart and the picture that these Egyptians took in the Temple of Hathor. So with that being said, now there's the 12 zodiacs. The 12 zodiacs, remember, the word means animal. So with the 12 zodiacs, basically the zodiac, the constellation is different stars in the galaxy, and every shape that these stars actually form a shape, and the shape that they form is of this particular animal. So that is why we have these different animals as the zodiac. We have Aries, we have Taurus, we got Geminis, and so forth. All of those there's a constellation, and inside the constellation, there's animals shaped as that zodiac. So that's where we're getting the term zodiac, by meaning little animal. That's the root word for that. Okay, so with that being said, now the constellation. The constellation is a group of stars. Let me give you the definition for constellation. The constellation is the stars, a group of stars forming a recognizable pattern that is traditionally named after its apparent form or identified with a mythological figure. So it's a constellation. It's a group of stars and a pattern. So the zodiac is the exact pattern of the constellation. So now we're in Aries. Aries is the zodiac, okay? So Aries is the zodiac sign of that constellation. So right now, the moon is setting itself in a new moon, and it's in that galaxy of where Aries is at. Does that make sense? So where those stars are shaped as Aries, as the ram, where those stars are shaped as a ram, that's where the moon is at right now, okay? So that's where we get this new moon in Aries. That's how that comes about, because the moon is in the constellation of where the shapes are shaped like a ram, where the stars, are shaped like a ram, okay? So I hope that you guys are following me there. If you are, make sure that you like the video. So now before I go into the new moon, we're going to break down the moon. We're going to break down the ram. Before I want to get into that, Spirit already told me I need to break down this word ritual for y'all. I have to break this down. I want to give y'all the definition, because this is what we're doing today. We're talking about the Aries zodiac. We're talking about the moon, and we're talking about we're doing a ritual. So I want to break everything down. Information is important. Information is important. I'm telling you, when you know, then you do better. We have to know. We have to know what we're doing. We have to break what we're doing down. So while we're doing it, we have the best ultimate understanding of what we're doing. And we can have the best results. I'm here to give you top results. Now, if you don't want top results, if you don't want to do it the best way you can do it, the most knowledgeable way you could do it, then you might want to get off this video, okay? There's other people who can dumb it down for you, and you can get those results as well, So here we go. Here's the ritual. The ritual is a religious Solomon. It looks almost like Solomon, but it says Solomon ceremony consisting of a series of actions performed according to a prescribed order. It says a religious or solemn ceremony. A religious or solemn ceremony. We know what a ceremony is. It's a gathering. It's an acknowledgement, right? So a ritual, what we're doing today, is a solemn, or it could be religious, and it's consisting of a series of actions performed according to prescribed order. I'm giving you the prescription. You're going to do the prescription, actually. I'm giving you the ingredients for your prescription. This is what I'm doing for you today. And you're going to be the one performing it in your order, because the thing about it is everybody has their own way to do it. I'm just trying to give you the wisdom, so when you do it, you're capitalizing on how you want to do it, if that makes sense. Okay, so follow me. So now it says a religious or solemn ceremony. So let's start there with that word Solomon. We're going to go there, and we're going to go to break that down. It says formal and dignified. So this is a formal and dignified ceremony. Okay. And the second definition is serious. A solemn is serious, is formal, is dignified. It's a serious. We're doing something serious, okay? So this is what a ritual means. It means that we have this Aries new moon. So now we're getting serious about this Aries new moon, okay? So this is the ceremony, a serious ceremony that we're participating in, an action that we're taking. I want y'all to understand that, because people say ritual and they think like a ritual could be in a term. I don't know how they could be looking at it, but that's why I had to break this down. So we're participating in a ceremony for a new moon in Aries. We're participating in this, okay? All right, let's get off of that. Let's keep going. So now this ceremony, what we're getting serious about, this is by no all means, I'm not worshiping Aries. Let me be clear on this. I'm not worshiping Aries. I'm not worshiping the moon. But let me break down. Now we're going to go into my spiritual aspect of this. We're going to go down into the Bible aspect. I told y'all to bring y'all Bibles. So now that we broke that down, we're going to get into the moon phases and everything. We're going to get into what Aries represents, but it's important that I go over this because there's so many misconceptions with the Bible. When the history, when we had religion, it stemmed from, the slave owners trying to control people, or trying to control the masses. The powers that be, not even just slave owners, the powers that be needed religion to control the masses, right? So at this point in America, the number one religion is Christianity, and it still stems from the ideologies, and it still stems from the misconceptions, the just man-made ways of thinking, or even just when I say that, down to the ceremonies that are preached, the ceremonies that people pay, or ceremonies, did I say ceremonies? Down to, and that's what it is. If you go to church, I guess it would be considered a ceremony. It's like a ritual. You go every Sunday, right? This only consists of going twice a month with these moon rituals. Better results. But the religious system has been consistent with the same doctrines, and these doctrines stem from slavery. They stem from, we've got a whole Bible here, but we're only highlighting certain parts and preaching on certain parts. But this is a whole book. How come we're taking things out of context to prove points? So I got some things that I want to talk about that has been getting skipped over, okay? We're not skipping over nothing, okay? So let's get into this. We ain't skipping over something that a lot of the Christian churches miss, which is very important. It actually helps you stay aligned with the energy that God has designed this world to be. God created the constellation. It was just the ancestors that said, hey, anyway, that this is shaped like an animal. But anyway, let me break this down, and we're going to go more into that. I don't want to go off subject, y'all. I'm getting excited. Okay, so let's go into, where we're going to read from, and shout out to everybody that is watching the video and participating. I do appreciate y'all for tuning into this video. So where we're going to read from is Genesis 1:14. Baby, but where is am I missing a page? Moon, Aries. This is not it. Okay, Genesis 2. Okay, no. So I am missing a page of my notes. Okay, y'all, I'm so sorry. I am missing my notes. So I'm just going to go into my Bible. I'm going to pull out my Bible. We're going to get into Genesis 1, and I'll find it. I think it's Genesis 1:14. So let's get into Genesis 1:14, and I want y'all to follow me on this. And chapter 1. This is the assignment too, is to pull out a lot of scriptures. God has me on a new assignment with the Bible, so I'm probably going to be incorporating a lot with the Bible. I don't know why I'm on this assignment, but we're going to go there. We're going to dig there. We're going to get in there. So we're in Genesis 1:14, and then it says, then God said, let lights appear in the sky to separate the day from the night. Let them mark off the seasons, days, and years. Pause. So this is what God said in the beginning of the Bible. We need to pay attention to this. This is why it's significant, because when we're talking about moons, people think, oh, well, that's this, that's that. But if you pay attention to what God said and how it's significant that the moon and the stars play, then you would understand more about what you're doing while you're doing the ritual, okay? While you're doing the ritual, all right? So it says, let lights appear in the sky to separate the day from the night. The stars needed to separate the day from the night. It was used, just like the sun was used, the stars was used, okay? It says, but look, catch this on fleek. It says, let them mark off the seasons. The stars are marking off the seasons. How do you think that the ancestors tell time? They were able to look at the stars, look at the galaxy, look at the moon, and be able to decipher things. That's why this zodiac right now, it's shaped, the stars are shaped as a ram in Aries. And this is what this Bible is talking about. It's saying, let them mark off the seasons. The season is, the moon is in Aries. The stars are shaped as this ram, but the moon has highlighted what season it's in. Okay? So I hope you guys are following me with this, because this is in the Bible. Genesis 1, chapter 14. Then God said, let lights appear in the sky to separate the day from the night. And catch this, let them mark off the seasons, the days and the years. And that's what astrology does. When you use ephemeris and you place your birth date in there, it's going to give you the season. It's going to give you the timing. It's going to tell you information, okay? Let me finish the scripture. Let these lights in the sky shine down on the earth. And that is what happened. God made two great lights, the larger one to govern the day and the smaller one to govern the night. He also made the stars. God set these lights in the sky to light the earth, to govern the day and the night, and to separate the light from the darkness. And God saw it was good. The way God designed his stars, the way he did this thing in this galaxy, he saw it to be good. He saw that this is how he wanted it. He wanted the moon to rotate into Aries every year around this time. He wanted the moon to the sun to come out once. He wanted the moon to move in every zodiac 30 days, but it starts off in a different zodiac on the new moon every year. God made the world this way. God made the world this way. Okay? Okay. So you mean to tell me we can't look at the marvels and look at these wonders and say, you mean to tell me we can't get deep with this? So let's go. Y'all can't fool me with just preaching on these one sermons. We got to take this Bible and break it all the way down. We gonna talk, you know what I'm saying? So let me get into this. We got Job 38:32. Can thou bring forth Mazareth in the season, or can thou guide Actress with his sons? Okay, so Job is, in his era where he's without, and he's, talking about the glory of God. And he's like, who else can bring forth the stars? This is what Job is saying. Like, come from the perspective of Job. Job comes from the perspective of this. First of all, this is Old Testament. So we know Jesus hasn't came yet. So let's put that in perspective. So when the earth was just first created. So do you know how, honored they're pretty sure if that's all they had was the stars and the moon, they probably honored it so freaking much. There was no Jesus, so it was probably honored on another level. So he's basically saying, and Job is saying in this scripture, who else could build a galaxy like this? Who else can build a galaxy and have the moon come like it's going? And who else can do this? Come on now, can you do this? And then you keep this, because this is Job 38, chapter 38, verse 32. And it says, or can thou Actress with his son, or cast thou guide Actress with his sons? Can you guide his sons? He said, okay. I'm going ahead of myself. Let me slow this down. In this scripture, he's saying, who else can bring forth Mazareth? Mazareth, the definition of Mazareth is constellations or signs in the zodiac. That is what's in the Bible. Y'all have to break this down. Job is saying, who else can make these wonders? Can't nobody else do this but God. Who else can make this wonders? Because the thing is, he's saying that who else can make the galaxy? And then the next sentence out his mouth, as he's talking about the galaxy, he's saying to guide his sons. Why would Job say that? Listen to what Job said. Why would Job say to guide his sons right after he talks about astrology, right after he talks about the zodiac, right after he brings up the word Mazareth, which is the constellation, which is the galaxy, which is ultimately astrology, the zodiac. So right after the sentence, he says, can thou guide Arcturus with his sons? Like, meaning you're using the word galaxy, so it guides you. He's saying it guides you. That's what he's saying here. He's saying that the zodiac, the stars, guides us. Okay? That's what he's saying. And another, I think this is the NIV version. That's the King James version. I'm going to say the same scripture or a different version. It says, can you bring out the constellations in their season and lead the bear and her cubs? That means that you're supposed to be using the stars to lead your life and your children's life. Like, do you understand what he's saying? Can you bring out the constellations in their season? Can you in their season? So can you take the moon and move it in different seasons to guide people and do things? This is deep. Y'all got to get into this. And then here's another one. 1 Corinthians 15:41. It says, there is one glory of the sun, another glory of the moon, and another glory of the stars. For one star differeth from another star in glory. In glory. Let's break down what the word glory means. Glory is a defined praise and honor, a distinction extended by common consent, renown, worshipful, praise, honor, thanksgiving, and giving glory to God. They're calling the sun of giving glory to God. The moon's giving glory to God. The stars are giving glory to God. Star different from another star, giving glory to God. Glory defines praise. Thanksgiving, giving glory. Okay. So if God created the stars and the moon to give glory unto him, unto the divine being, we're watching God give with his solar system. We're watching God's solar system move around, and we are just humans trying to understand, well, God, you made this way. You have the moon this way. So why is the moon in this? And what does that mean? And what does that mean? So this is what we're doing. We're interpreting God's creations. And you tell me there's something wrong with that. You tell me that we're doing something wrong. Please bring that up. So I just want to get over, because I come from a religious background, and I know that there's a lot of religious people, and they just stick to they're so gung-ho, and I feel like it's time to be more open-minded. We're in 2025. We don't need that run-down doctrine that is, just doctrine stem from slavery. Doctrine stem to keep people in the dark. We don't need that doctrine. We need open doctrine. We need to break everything down, everything. So that's what we're doing today. So I hope you enjoyed my little Bible study piece. We got some more Bible study pieces about this ram. So, okay. So this is what we broke down. We broke down the constellations. Y'all feeling that constellation part? I know y'all feeling it. Let's break down the ram in the Bible, okay? Let's break down the symbology of the ram in the Bible. I love to use the Bible to just to bring out more of what's going on, because it really all ties together. This is really just connecting, okay? We connect over here. So we got Genesis 2. Then God said, take your son, your only son, whom you love, Isaac, and go to the region of Moriah, sacrifice him there as a burnt offering on a mountain. I will show you. Now, if God told me to get one of my kids and put him, I'll be like, God, I'll be crying the whole way there. This story I was very intrigued when I read this story over. This story is deep, y'all. It says, early the next morning, Abraham got up and loaded his donkey. God told him that I want your son as a sacrifice, and Abraham loved God so much, he was ready to kill his son with no hesitation right now. Okay, and then talk about the love of God. Early the next morning, Abraham got up, loaded his donkey. He took with him 2 of his servants and his son Isaac. When he cut enough wood for the burnt offering, he set out for the place God had told him about. On the third day, Abraham looked up and saw the place in the distance. He said to his servant, "Stay here with the donkey while I and the boy go over there. We will worship and then we will come back to you." Now, his son knows how his dad be going to go sacrifice them donkeys. So you already know what's about to start. I know. Could you imagine that your dad talking about we finna go do a sacrifice? And then where my dad, where your dad normally go sacrifice the animals, he leave the animals where he normally leave you at, and he tell you to come on. I know you will be like, "Wait a minute, Dad, we're leaving our sacrifice, right?" We forgot the donkey, Dad. What are we doing? How are we making a sacrifice without the donkey? I'm trying to make some light out of this, y'all. Come on, laugh with me. So on the third, okay, so he said, we cut the wood from the burnt off. He took the two sons and on the dirt. Okay. So he had one son there, one son with him. Abraham took the wood for the burnt offering and placed it on his son Isaac, and he himself carried the fire and knife. As the two of them went on together, Isaac spoke up and said to his father, "Father," this is to his father Abraham. He said, "Father." Abraham said, "Yes, my son. The fire and wood are here," Isaac said, "but where is the lamb for the burnt offering?" See, his son was on point. His son already knew what was up. He was like, hold on. Abraham answered, "God himself will provide the lamb for the burnt offering, my son." Whew. Dang. What was that? That was so subliminal. Dad talking to you with subliminals like that. Woo. And the two of them went on together because he was initially saying that God provided you as the lamb, but he didn't say it, but he was saying it. When they reached the place God told him about, Abraham built an altar there and arranged the wood on it. He bound his son Isaac and laid him on the altar on top of the wood. Then he reached out his hand and took the knife to slay his son. Woo! But the angel of the Lord called out to him from the heaven, "Abraham, Abraham." God was like, all right. Enough is enough. I'm just playing with you. God is a joke. So God was like, "Oh, I was just trying to check to see how much you love me right now." Okay, you love me for real. So God says, "Do not lay a hand on that boy." He said, "Do not do anything to him. Now I know that you fear God, because you have not withheld from me your son, your only son." Wow. So I don't know who that was standing back from the donkey. That's neither here nor there. Let me keep on. So Abraham looked up in there in the thickest, and he saw a ram. He saw a ram caught by its horns. He went over, took the ram, and sacrificed it as a burnt offering instead of his son. So Abraham called the place "The Lord will provide." And to this day it says, "On the mountain of the Lord it will be provided." Instead of a man, God chose a ram. Instead of Isaac's son, God chose a ram. The symbology of the ram being killed in the Bible has a lot of context to do with Aries. And with Aries represents as far as being a warrior, conflict, sacrifice. So we see right there the first representation of ram in the Bible in Genesis. In Genesis, what was that, 2? In Genesis 2, they're using the ram as a sacrifice. It is being sent as a burnt offering for God, for sacrifices, for acknowledgement, for ceremonies. That is what the ram is for, okay? So we're already seeing that this ram symbology in the Bible, the symbology in the Bible of ram is for sacrifices, is for something to be killed. It's for something to this thing is being sacrificed. The ram is being sacrificed, put it that way. So that's why in this energy with this moon being in this constellation where these stars are shaped like the ram, we have a whole lot of energy. It's like warrior spirited. It's really warrior spirited, going after the things that you couldn't conquer, conquering things. It's because that's what the ram represents. It represents that sacrifice, that war, that killing, and this, it doesn't have to be you literally have to kill something physically. This could be you, just the idea, because a ram is dying. This is the idea of something in your life dying in order for something else greater to live. this new beginning to live, because Aries also represents new beginnings. Okay, so let's get into a little bit more Ram scriptures. So Daniel 8, in the 3rd year of King Belshazzar's reign, Daniel had a vision after the one that already appeared to him. In my vision, I saw myself in the Cadell of Susa, in the province of Elam. In the vision, I was beside the Ewa Canal. I looked up, and there before me was a ram with 2 horns standing beside the canal, and the horns were long. One of the horns was longer than the other, but grew up later. I watched the ram as it charged toward the west and north and the south. No animal could stand against it, and none could rescue from its power. It did as it pleased and became great. The 2-horned ram that you saw represents the kings of Media and Persia. Okay, so that was, okay, they went in to talk about that. That was another scripture at the end, y'all. So that was 20 of, that was Exodus 29, or no, that was Daniel 20, or you go further down. So anyway, basically right here in this Daniel 8, they're showing again the ram representing a warrior. This is what Aries is, a ram. This is showing a depiction of a ram being charged to the west and the south and the north. No animal could stand against it. No one could rescue it. So this ram, in this vision, in this dream of this ram in this Bible, this ram was a warrior. The next time we hear a ram in the Bible, Daniel's talking about how big of a warrior this ram was, okay? This ram was fighting. Nothing could stand against this ram, okay? No one, so this ram is off the chain. This ram is strong. This ram is bold. This is where the moon is at. It's in Aries, a new moon. Even in the Bible, it speaks of how powerful and how strong and how bold the ram is. These are the symbologies. We got to break it down. Let's go into Exodus 29. Take one of them rams, and Aaron and his sons shall lay their hands on his head, slaughter it, and take the blood and splash it against the sides of the altar. Cut the ram into pieces, wash the internal organs and legs, putting them in the head with the head, the pieces, then burn the entire ram on the altar. It is a burnt offering to the Lord, a pleasing aroma, a food offering presented to the Lord. People was eating this ram, okay? I bet you the ram made them stronger. I wonder back then, what was the connotation of eating ram? Like Popeyes, you know, spinach makes you strong. I wonder if they had something with ram, eating ram, how it made them feel. Like, what was the connotation behind it? I'm sure it was something to look into. I'm going to go do my research on that. But take some blood from the altar. Take the other ram. They're slaughtering and killing rams, basically, y'all. And as they're slaughtering them, again, this ram is being used as a sacrifice. So a lot of warriors also, Aries also represents sticking up for other people too. We'll get into that in a minute. So again, remember these connotations that I'm talking about where in the Bible that they're talking about ram and how they're using the symbology of ram in the Bible. So boom, this is all has to play a part in the constellation, all plays a part into what we're doing today. So yeah, ram is definitely looked as that warrior, okay, as that significant warrior, that sacrifice, okay? So that is what we got down for as far as the symbology of ram and the symbology of the constellation in the Bible. Now that we got through that part, let's get into some other good stuff. We're going to get into the moon. Now we're going to get into the moon. So where's my moon chart at? I got a moon chart. We're going to get into the moon, then we're going to go into Aries, and then we're going to go break down to what the magic says about Aries, what the Wiccans say about Aries, what Aries been representing to people before the Bible and after the Bible, okay? We're going to get into that in a second, but I just love to bring religion in it, y'all, because it can be breaking down. So I'm looking for now, where's my moon? Let me see some papers, y'all. Here it is. So I want to touch a little bit on the solar eclipse because this moon is in solar eclipse. It's a half solar eclipse. It's not a full solar eclipse. Had it been a full solar eclipse, I would have been led to get a white candle, a yellow candle, and do a ritual based on that. We will do that later on in the future. Right now, we're keeping it simple. We stay focused on Aries, but I do want to just give a little bit more information since it's a partial solar eclipse on the effects of this moon, okay? So the solar eclipse overview is you can expect a change in patterns and behaviors that are no longer serving us. Strong energy, 10 times stronger than a normal new moon. So what's about 5 times stronger because we had a partial. So this is a strong, powerful new moon. It highlights information and truths we are not aware about. Releases anything that is limiting us from positive change. It forces change into our life that is needed. Rest and connect and make intentional plans. Motivational boost of energy to help focus on goals. Events and plans can be accelerated. It occurs on a new moon. The solar eclipse is powerful and transformative. Stay open and flexible to changes that occur. Can feel intense. Portals for change. This is portals for change, y'all. All right, y'all. So let's get into the moon phases. We're breaking this down for the people who don't know anything. This is like a really beginner friendly for anybody who are interested in rituals that do not know too much about this. This is really beginner friendly, especially people that wants to get out of the conditioning of religion and get more into an open spiritual based practice. This is why you're guided here, okay? So we got the first quarter moon. Oh, this is why I got my book out here, right here. Boom. So we're going to read about these first quarter moons, y'all. And we're going to read about the phases of the moon, okay? We're going to read about the phases of the moon. And how do we get into that? Okay. We got the phases of the moon. We got the new moon, waxing, full, waning, and dark. Those are the phases of the moon. And speaking of, I wanted to look at something, and I have to do this real quick, y'all. Sorry, forgive me. Give me a second here. I want to get into... I just want to know... We have 0 illumination today, which is a good thing. That's why I have my prayer candle out. It's completely like a dark moon right now. It's new moon, but we don't have like 1% in illumination, which is okay. But this is good because if you're watching this on a playback and the moon is growing a little bit more, that's perfect. I like to do my new moon rituals when I see a little bit of moon. There's no moon out right now, but we're still going to do it. It's up to you. That's just my preference. I got this candle. This candle's going to burn through the whole new moon phase. I think the new moon phase is probably now for them until the next 3 days. So let's get into this. The phases of the new moon. New, sometimes called the crescent moon. When you can see the very first silver of light in the sky, this phase promotes new beginnings, new endeavors, new relationships. It is the time for making positive changes, looking for fresh career opportunities, and planting seeds of ideas that will be harvested later. This is the phase that we're in now, okay? Then I'm just going to go and talk about the other phases of the moon, just in case you want more information about another phase that the moon is in, and if you want to participate in your own ritual, you're going to know how to do it after watching this video. So waxing. In this phase, the moon appears to be growing in size, shifting from new to full as though it's gaining strength. It makes sense then that this is a good time to focus on increasing things of your own, your knowledge, bank account, relationships. It's a time to think about pregnancy to increase communications of all types, whether for business or pleasure. Deal with legal matters if you want to find gain. This phase promotes healing. Full moon. The moon's most powerful phase, when we see her entire illuminated face. This is a time of fulfillment, activity, increased psychic ability for perfecting ideas, getting your act together, celebrations or renewing commitments to people or projects. The best time for spells of any kind. Waning. This is when the moon is decreasing in size. Its journeys from full to dark. The waning moon is a time of decrease, release, letting go, and completion. An excellent time to begin dieting, breaking bad habits, breaking off relationships, and dealing with legal matters. The 2 of 3 days when the moon is not visible in the sky at all. The dark moon and the new moon are often considered the same phase, but for our purposes, I have separated the two. On an average calendar, the dark moon is usually indicated by a black spot on your calendar. However, the dark moon occurs on the day it's marked, as well as one day before and one day after. This is a good time. Moon occurs on the day it's marked as well as, okay. This is a good time for discarding things in your life you do not want, contemplating what you have already accomplished and what you want to accomplish in the future. An excellent cycle to find time for yourself, or if you're so inclined, an ideal time for seclusion. Okay, so we're going to talk about where March, the storm moon. So March is the storm moon, but that's for the full moon. Okay, those are the full moons. Okay. Okay, so anyway, with that being said, that I broke that knowledge down, let me just break all that down to you. What I basically was reading was the different phases of the moon and what to do on each phase. But simply put, just to break it down, simply put, when the moon is growing, when it's waning, when it's getting bigger and brighter and brighter and brighter, that is the phase to bring in things. We're trying to bring in things. When the moon becomes full, after it becomes full, it decreases. That is when you want to do things to release. So we got one phase really is to bring in, one phase to release, but it's really 4 phases or 8 phases. But it's 8 phases, but one half of the 4 of those phases, the moon is growing. 4 of the phases, the moon is leaving. Okay. So, and the full moon, of course, is the most heightened phase. So the full moon, I'm going to be doing full moon rituals too. So y'all gonna see me back here in 2 weeks on a full moon. We gonna this for the rest of this year. I'm gonna be delivering new moon and full moon lives. So if you follow with me, make sure y'all liking, sharing the video. Or if you follow through with me, you're gonna learn something new. Where you're gonna see some changes. I'm guaranteed you're gonna see some changes. Okay. So that's the moon phases. Now that we got that out the way, we got this. We're moving on around smoothly. What time is it? I think I'm moving around smooth. I'm moving through this smoothly. I'm just okay. This is good. All right, so we got that. Okay, we're done with this. So now we're going to talk about the moon and how it's moving. I do have to go there with y'all a little bit. I got to touch on this a little bit before we get into our grand finale with this candle. We're going to talk about the natal chart a little bit because I want to be clear that everybody understands that the moon is in Aries, okay? Now, when the moon being in Aries, Aries represents the first house of the zodiac. The first house of the houses of the zodiac, of the wheel. Aries represents the first house. Now, with Aries representing that first house, that represents self, appearances, beginnings, the body, first impressions, attitude, identity, and approach to life. This is where Aries is at, where Aries represents. This is first house energy. Aries is the first, okay? Aries is the head, okay? So this Aries moon, with this Aries, it's going to illuminate your first house, but it's also going to illuminate where Aries is at in your natal chart. That's why it's so important to look at your natal chart and know where Aries is at in your natal chart. Because even though that the first house is the exact house of where Aries is at, everybody's natal chart is different. Everybody's natal chart consists of a snapshot of the sky at the time you were born, where you were born. So at that time where God had the planets aligned at where you were born at, there were certain energies. That moon was somewhere. That Saturn was somewhere. Pisces was somewhere. Everything, the sun was somewhere. Everything was somewhere. We know the sun was where whatever sign you are. I'm a Taurus, so I know the sun was in Taurus when I was born. But the moon was up in a different part of the zodiac. The moon was in Pisces when I was born. So I have a Pisces moon. So it's important, and I'm going to break this down. Make sure y'all follow me. I'm going to do a video and really break down this for people, dumb it down so y'all can understand. So if you're a visual learner, I got y'all. I'm kinesthetic, I'm visual, I'm all of the above. I learn always. So if you're not picking up what I'm putting down, don't worry. I got something that you can pick up. Just bear with me a little bit. So make sure y'all following through with me and subscribing to my YouTube channel, because that's where I'm going to be putting those videos. As a matter of fact, this will probably be the only one I do on Blessed Intuition channel, just because Facebook is not holding lives anymore. So I'm going to move a lot of my events over to YouTube, okay? So there's a link in my bio so y'all can keep up with me. So anyway, Aries, in my natal chart, I'm going to use my natal chart for an example. My natal chart, Aries is in my 6th house. 6th house represents health, fitness, systems, analytical nature, pets, work habits, organizations, sense of usefulness, and service given. Why you think that I'm right here right now? Because Aries is hitting my 6th house. I want to give service. I'm going to talk about health. Everything I'm talking about is healthy. I'm creating a work habit. I'm trying to create an organization, a group with you. So this is touching my 6th house. The Aries is 8 degrees into the 6th house. Okay, Aries is 8 degrees into the 6th house. So that means the moon is 8 degrees. I'm saying that wrong. Y'all forgive me. I'm saying that wrong. Aries is the 6th house. The moon is what I'm trying to say. The moon is 8 degrees in Aries in the 6th house. So in my 6th house, I believe my north node is 9 degrees. And it's touching on another planet. It's touching on another planet. What planet is it touching on? It's touching on, I believe, Aries. I wrote it down. It's touching my north node. Oh, and Jupiter. That's what it's touching. Jupiter. I got 8 degrees. I got my north node 9 degrees. Jupiter is like 7 or 10 degrees. It's right next to each other. So with this moon coming in 8 degrees in Aries, it's touching my north node, baby. It's touching Jupiter at that. I'm like super like, y'all don't even know that this was divine that I'm sitting here today giving this up just based off of my natal chart. And that's later on. I found that out later on. Okay, it's not like I just said I'm gonna do the new moon based off my natal chart. I wish I was that clever. I want to get that clever. That's how rich people move. They look at their natal chart and they get the moving, okay? That's how Warren Buffett, that's how a lot of people get the moving around, is looking at their natal chart. But instead, I had just picked up on energy and then looked at my natal chart to confirm, like, oh, wow, that is what's going on. Okay, so with this new moon in Aries, you have to look at your natal chart and look at your houses and see what house is Aries in. And then see if you have any planets aligned in 8 degrees of that house in Aries. And that's how you'll know how it would be affecting you personally. Because every new moon, everything affects everybody's chart in a different way. Because everyone's chart is not the same. Okay, so now that we got that, we're getting into the good stuff. We're getting into the good stuff now. We're going to get into what the Wiccans say that Aries is about. What we said, what the Bible said is what it's about. We know in the Egyptian tombs with the constellation, what that's all about. let's go break this down as to what the Wiccans say that Aries is about. First of all, Aries ruling planet is Mars. Aries symbol is a ram. They already acknowledging it's a ram. Aries represents the first house. I said that. Aries element is fire, of course. Aries is a cardinal sign, and it's assertive. It gets the job done. Like, now we're talking about what Aries represents. Now that we got all the information, we got the context, let's get into this. Let's get into the meat of this. So Aries. Wiccans. We're going to go to break the Wiccan parts down. And Wiccan is such a lack of a... I don't even like using that term because I feel like this is... When you say Wiccan, we're talking about ancient belief systems. But they want to put a narrative that it's a witch. It's Wiccan. It's this. They got this thing on it that they need to take off. This is just what ancestors looked at it. When we're doing the remedies and things that the ancestors did. So Moon and Aries. This is spells for health, vitality, energy workings, consecrating anthems or swords, working on weapons, self-improvement, makeovers, conflict, combat, battles, war, warriors, and soldiers, cutting through the red tape, spells for yourself. That represents the first house. You be represent. Come on now. Aries rules beginnings, starting new ventures, pioneering, conflict, energy, ego, self, for me and mine, warriors and soldiers, and military in general, weapons, guns, knives, sharp things, things which cut, surgery, razzle-dazzle, impatience, sarcasm, quick results, making trouble, rescuing people in trouble, heroism, naivety, restlessness, me first attitude, courage, and sticking up for yourself. Wow, Aries. Aries is powerful. Aries rules beginnings. What more new beginnings do you need of doing a ritual that represents new beginnings? And the new moon represents new beginnings. This is as fresh and new as it's about to get all year. So if you tapped in, baby, you tapped in for a reason. So we want to talk about the stones of Aries. Aries stones is carnelian, red agate, red jasper, tiger eye, bloodstone, citrine. Aries colors are red, brown, orange, family of fire colors, okay? Aries body part is the head, the skeletal system, okay? The brain, the eyes, the face. This is all Aries right now. Aries energy. All right. Now, we're going to talk about these herbs. And I didn't even make my tea. I didn't have enough time to make my tea. I'll make it afterwards. So we're going to talk about the herbs of Aries. This is very, very, very perpendicular to the theme of Aries. For the next 28 days while we're in Aries, 28 to 30 days, 28 days, while the moon is in new moon phase of Aries. The moon is going to be moving, but it started in new moon phase of Aries. So now while we're in this energy, you want to incorporate these herbs that I'm about to explain. You want to incorporate them into your life as you're making teas, if you're cooking with them, if you're putting them on your candles, if you're bathing with them. These are the herbs to help enhance these new beginnings, help bring in this Aries energies. This is essential. This is how you get the wick on your candle to make a curve, like how I showed in some of my pictures in my for this event. I was teasing y'all with some of the candles that I've done because I've only did them all the kind of the same way and just breaking it down how I'm breaking it down to y'all and going in there and executing how we're going to do in a few moments. So let's talk about the herbs. We got bay leaf. Okay, we got cayenne, milk thistle, turmeric, nettle, hawthorn, yarrow. Some of the herbs of Aries. And then we also have some other herbs here. We got rosemary, wormwood, penroyal, stinging nettles. I said dandelion, chili peppers. And also Mars Aries is ruled by Mars, and it's also a Roman god of war. Domains over the head. Rules the first house. Okay, I said all that. So it's very energetic, very passionate, very assertive. This is spring energy. Another herb for Aries is ginger. All right, so these are herbs we want to incorporate with. Now we want to talk about the grimoire. Now that I got, you see, I'm trying to hit y'all, man. We got to talk about the grimoire. Hopefully I'm pronouncing grimoire of the herbs, because we talk about herbs. Every herb has a significance too. There's symbology in the herbs, and we breaking that down too. We ain't leaving nothing out. We ain't leaving no crumbs. So, so let's get into the herbs of Aries, and then we're gonna use them. I'm gonna show you how I use them in my candle. So we got herbs, and we got the herbs is bay leaf, and bay leaves are thought to possess protective qualities. They have historically been used in money cultures. They have a symbol of warding off negative energy. That's why they're close to Aries, because Aries is also using this as a spiritual way to fight with this bay leaf. If it's warding off negative energy, Aries warriors is gonna be working with bay leaf. Heck, it's help fighting the fight. Because this could be, when we're talking about Aries, baby, we don't have to be physical. This could be a spiritual, it's really a spiritual warfare. If you know, this is really a spiritual warfare. This is not by all means. This is not all physical. This is spiritual. This is spiritual. So we want to make sure that we have our spiritual backing, okay? We want to use the herbs that bring on spiritual fighting. Because we can fight in the physical, but we can fight in the spirit. We can fight through prayers. We can fight through just how we protect ourselves with the herbs that we use. Hello. So we got cayenne, spicy, it's heating. It's in line with Mars fire energy. It's believed to stimulate passion and motivation. Milk thistle, it's adorned with formidable prickles. The thistle symbolizes the strength and resilience that Mars imparts, also as an emblem of courage and steadfastness. Turmeric. This bright orange root embodies the fiery, assertive qualities of Mars, revered as an herb to ignite the flames of motivation and passion. Nettle, often associated with Mars because of its sharp, stinging hairs, warrior-like qualities. It also believed to enhance energy, vitality, and courage. I'm telling you, these herbs is corresponding to Aries, baby. Hawthorn, with its protective, courageous qualities, it harmonizes well with Mars energy and used in herbal preparations, rituals, and it helps with fertility. Yarrow, it protects against evil and helps strengthen one's resiliency. So again, making teas with bay leaf and cayenne, if you have any of these turmeric, this is all ginger. This is all going to enhance that Aries energy. Bathing in these oils. Get you a little knapsack. Put the herbs in a knapsack like a cheese strainer and drop that into your bath with some salt and a little bit of dash of Florida water and some oils. Baby, you want to talk about a manifestation? I just gave you some good wisdom. Okay, so we got that. We got that. So now we're ready. We're going to get ready to prepare our candle. As we talked about the herbs, we talked about the significance of the herbs, we talked about the significance of the moon. And there's one more fact that I wanted to bring in with the moon that I didn't. Where is it at? There was one good fact, but I left it out, y'all. We'll talk about it another time when I do my. It was a fact about the moon and how it affects the planet, or how it affects the plants. And basically, as the moon gets bigger, it's making the plants, giving it more moisture. And as it decreases, I believe it's less moisture. And it talks about like the roots and how the moon affects the roots at the beginning of the new moon. And then by the time it decreases, it's affecting or by the time it gets to the full moon phase, It is making it go, it rises. It has the energy to rise with the plant. So the crops are just, I guess, growing and developing at the time of the full moon phase. And then the energy drops back down as the moon decreases. So there was a big significance with the moon and how it affects the plants. So if that's what's going on with the plants, don't you think it's doing something to the human bodies? Remember, moon is water energy. It represents emotions, okay? So of course, where that moon is at in that constellation, it's being impacted. Wherever that moon is at, if it's in the constellation that's shaped like the ram, and they're calling it Aries, that means there's a certain energy that's coming off, and our ancestors knew that. That's why they made that picture in the temple of Hathor in Dendera, Egypt, and they dedicated it to Osiris. They knew what was up. We can't just let the Bible define our spirituality, because it's so much more than just a man-made book. We have to go off of how God designed the planet, how he pulled the moons, the stars, and the sun and everything together, how he worked with the four elements. God has earth, wind, fire. Well, it's earth, air, fire, and water. And that's what we're working with today. We're using the elements of water with this moon. We're using fire because we're lighting the candle. We're going to do some air because I'm going to burn some sage and burn some of these herbs that I talked about. And we're using earth because we're human. We're made of clay. We're made of the dirt, baby. We're human. We're physically here. So this is what it's about, is when we're doing our rituals, we're incorporating all the elements. And if you do the spiritual bath, that's really bringing in the water. You understand me? If you listen to good, positive music, that's more air energy. You understand? So, all right, we gotta get to the best part, y'all. We made it to, this is what I was talking about with that moon. I found my little chart, y'all. So again, the new moon, the energy is going down. As the moon is growing, the energy is going up to the plants. As the full moon, the energy is risen. It's doing what it's doing. And then the waning, it's going back down. So when that moon starts to get full and up towards that full moon, that is the right time. Even the plants and the moon have this arrangement. That's why it's so significant. All right, y'all. So thank God for this new moon in Aries. Thank God for his beautiful wonders. He gives us these things to figure out and find out. So first thing we're going to do when we're talking about a new moon ritual, remember, I have all those things that we named for Aries. Okay, and then this is, before I forget, I want to drop a little commercial for my next event. I'm going to be doing the full moon in Libra. We have a full moon in Libra coming up, and you want to be in tune for that. If you didn't meet this one, y'all, I'm going to have to send the invites for that. Y'all better be invited and saying you're coming. Because if you're trying to manifest love, you want to get with me. If you want to manifest justice and love, this full moon, after this new moon, we got the full moon to go over. And I'm going to have you in a relationship and married or healed. I'm going to have your loved ones appealing their decisions and getting out of jail, okay? I'm going to be having some things cooking up. We're going to have some laws being set, some new acts being set. Get with me on this full moon in Libra 2 weeks from today. I think I have the date. Do I have the date, baby? Did I write down the date? I believe it's April 14th. What is the new? Let me make sure I give y'all the date, because I don't want to leave y'all without the date. So make sure y'all are tapping in for my full moon. And it could differ depending on where you're at, but it's April 12th. Okay, so it's going to be April 12th. 5/22. It's going to be a big one. It's going to be a big one, baby. This April, this full moon, this new full moon in Libra, I'm about to help y'all for real. Okay, so anyway, back to this. So thank God for this Aries new moon. So I am super leading. And Aries is all about leadership too. It's all about new beginnings. So I named some things that Aries represents. And you could go back to in the video and say, you could go back in the video and see what I said that it represented. If you want to go back, I'm gonna go. Well, I'm gonna just reread it, and I'm gonna tell you what I do. So I go over, and this has helped me be like everything that I've been doing these rituals. This has helped me overcome. This has helped me be the strong fighter that I am. This has helped me even get on here with y'all today, like being the leader, having the knowledge, all this knowledge, and doing all this. This is because I've been doing these rituals. This is because I've been staying faithful to this. Faithful to putting God first, of course. Faithful to loving people, of course. And faithful to paying attention to what the universe is doing. It's a corporation. Faithful to eating a good diet. Faithful to juicing. It's a good corporation of a lot of different things. Faithful to getting the calcium off of my pineal gland. And we're going to talk about that. We're going to do we need to do a whole seminar. We need to do a whole ebook, e-class off of decalcifying the pineal gland, because you need your third eye. You need your third eye to get this knowledge, this wisdom, to soak up this game. Okay? And if it's decalcified, if you're still using products like, eating GMOs or using dyes or using deodorants that still have parabens, soaps that have parabens, toothpaste that have fluoride, if you're still doing a lot of that stuff, you're making it's kind of really hard for your third eye to be pulsating. Okay, we want that third eye thumping. So there's certain lifestyle changes that you have to make too with this. All right. So anyway, spells for health. Vitality skills. Don't think you just gonna do one candle and then that's it. This helps you get into the flow of making all the other changes. This is what this does. For this one particularly though, this is more so about fighting. So this could help you fight off things that are keeping you from decalcifying the pineal gland. You got to be very creative with this, because every new moon has a different thing that it's bringing in. So how can you harness the energy to make it work for your life and what you need? So you got to know what you need to fight for in life and fight in at this time. And that's what you want to harness in with Aries. Every new moon can be used for something in your life, but you just got to know this is being appropriate. Right now, we're not finna be sitting here talking about love. We know that Aries new moon is a moon for fighting. So we're manifesting what we need to fight for in our life right now. That's what we're doing. So health, we got health, vitality, energy workings, battles, warriors, self-improvement, new beginnings, starting new ventures, pioneering, conflict, energy, ego, warriors, sarcasm, quick results, making trouble. You can get some quick results on something. You got to be clever. If you're trying to lose weight right now, you need to fight. You could be putting on your account fighting for health, fighting for better diets, fighting, you know what I'm saying? You have to make it look good. If you want to attract a man in your life, fighting to get rid of, if you want to reverse the spell, fighting to reverse the spell, fighting to get rid of whatever's holding you back from this. So, you gotta be creative. Right now, it's about the fight. Right now, it's about the discipline. Now it's about being the warrior. So you got to know in your mind what you want to fight for. What is this? How is this pertaining to your life? What type of vitality? What type of health? What type of consecrating do you need? What type of battle? Are you in the war? Are you fighting? Are you a boxer? Do you need to fight somebody in real life? Like, do you need to fight? Do you need to stick up for yourself? This is a good time. Is there somebody you need to stick up for yourself on your job? You're going to be writing this on your candle. This is just a good time to harness. This is the best time of the year that you're going to be able to use to harness it on fighting for something. If it's a new beginning, what do you need a new beginning in? We're writing that on the candle. Okay? If it's health, if you just making a sacrifice, you want the old you to die. You're fighting for the new you to live. Write that on your candle. So I'm gonna write down what I'm gonna put on here. I'm not. You can read it through there. Y'all being nosy, that's on y'all. But I'm not gonna disclose it because I feel like this is intimate. You don't got to tell me what you're fighting for. You don't have to tell me that. You can keep this between you and God, okay? Keep it between you and your intentions that you're setting, all right? I don't know if I saged it. I think I did sage it, but I'm going to sage this again. So we're going to sage our candle. The first step is sage the candle. Know what you're trying to manifest that's inside of this Aries correspondence. Get that idea in your head. I'll drop the full list if somebody leaves a comment to drop the full list just in case y'all need it. So we are saging our candle. We are getting rid of whatever store-bought energy, traveling energy that's on this candle. It's a clean candle, but people been working and moving, and they had to make it, and then they had to put it up in their store, and they had to travel from here to there. So we're just getting rid. We just want a solid candle with nobody's energy on it. No energy on it, but your own energy, all right? Oh, shit. So before I even do this part, I'm going to do another part first. So the next thing you're going to do, now that you've knocked that out the way. Okay. My bad, y'all. So now that we knocked that part out the way, y'all, we're going to write on our candle. Use your pen. We're using a prayer candle. Sometimes I use the other little votive candles or something where you can write all through the candle. But that's what we got this for. So this is a great candle to use when you're doing these rituals and there's no illumination in the sky. If you don't have no illumination in the sky, if you're using them small candles, I will wait till tomorrow to do this. But if you're like me, using a prayer candle, it's fine to do it now. That's my suggestion. Do it however you please. Do what you're led to do. So I already saged this bad boy down. So now what I want to do is I want to write in what I want to manifest. What I want to harness, what energy I'm trying to harness. So I'm writing in the energy I want to harness, and I'm writing in at the tip of my candle. I got some things I want to, I'm going to keep mine simple. I noticed that if I do really good with this. When I don't put too much, I keep it in the same family of what I'm trying to manifest, and then I light it. I'm writing all these things down, I'm trying to manifest everything the Aries is about. It's like, I see better results when I get like super just direct into a certain energy. That's where I see the results. When I get super direct in a certain intention, and it's kind of like an umbrella effect for the intentions, like similar intentions. If I got intentions for one is for money and one is for love, that's not the same. You know what I'm saying? Like, those would need two separate candles. But if I'm talking about spiritual warfare, and I'm talking about fighting, and I'm talking about being healthy, then I kind of feel like that's in the same family. Okay, so I'm writing down what I want to manifest out of the list that we just went over. Also, this is a good time, you guys, you feeling tired and sluggish, this is a good time to manifest energy. So now that I wrote that at the top, I'm going to write also north, south, east, west on my candle. And me putting north, south, east, west, that's me saying I'm going to call in these energies from the north to the south to the east to the west. I want to bring all this in. That's what I'm telling you. I'm saying, hey, this is me, EJ. I'm putting my initials, EJ, on here. All right, sign my name. It doesn't matter. Put your initials or sign your name. And then I put an NSWE. Okay. So now that I got that, I got everything that I'm trying to manifest with this. I'm going to put some oil at the top of this, but the first thing I guess I'll write on here. I want to write on this, but I guess I'll do that last. Sometimes we do that last because my hands are going to be a little oily and I don't want to. So actually, no, we're going to finish writing. So I'm going to write on my candle. With my Sharpie, other things same things I kind of put on here. I'm just going to write it out. I'm just fusing as much energy of what I want to manifest onto this candle right now. So that's what we're doing. We're fusing the correct energy. I broke all down the correct way to do it. We're not doing nothing but the correct way. I don't know which other ways people have been doing it, but we got to go but what makes sense. We got to go off of symbols. We got to go over what representations and interpretations, and I'll put a north, south. Wait, this is supposed to be the east thing. Okay. I don't know. Here we go. North, south, east, west. And so northeast. Okay, yeah, that's right. So we got I've been really tired lately, so of course I want some vitality. This definitely finna write that in here, because this is what this is about. I want to see some manifestations there. Definitely always doing this. I'm about to get real specific on this. All right, I think I got basically everything that, one more that I wrote up there, but write it again. And you can write it any way you guys want to do it. It's any way you want to do it. All right, then I put my initials at the bottom. Boom. So I wrote my stuff all over my candle. I put my initials over the bottom. So now we want to get our herbs ready. What herbs am I using today? Well, I'm going to use some herbs off of that list that we named, which corresponds to Aries and why it corresponds to Aries. We're going to use some of this bay leaf. Remember, bay leaf was to protect and ward off negative energies. It's good for fighters, people who want to ward off. See if I can get all my meanings down here. So it's good to acknowledge as you're cooking, or as you're making your tea, or as you're getting your herbs together for your candle or spiritual bath. It's good to acknowledge what. Can y'all see this? Let me see if I can bring this down a little bit for y'all. There you go. I don't want to cut my face off though. Let's see if I can have it. Okay, perfect. Hold on. Oh, it's kind of lopsided, huh? Okay, y'all. So y'all can see a little bit more. We're going to use our herbs. I got this cayenne pepper. I'm going to start off with this. I got this cayenne pepper. We're going to use this. This is going to... And I know that cinnamon and like chili peppers, anytime a ritual or anything calls for peppers, it means like fast too. It means that things are happening faster. So, and then Aries, I did see on here that with the Wiccan's definition, it said that quick results. Well, it makes sense because it rules Mars, and then if peppers is one of its corresponding herbs, that hotness makes it come fast. So cayenne is heating. This is fire, so this is passion. This is passion towards, as a matter of fact, let me write that on here too, because I want to keep that up too. I think that's the... Ooh. Okay. Too good. Let me be more specific. And that's another thing too, y'all. We got to be specific. We got to be real specific. We want to hit the right targets. We got to know what the hell we trying to hit. You don't know what the hell you shooting for. You ain't gonna have no good aim. So we got the bay leaf here, and this is warding off negative energy. So we're gonna put that right up in here with bay leaf. Add a little bit more. We're using cayenne. So we got some turmeric. We're gonna put this turmeric up in here. Be very careful with this because I do not want to get it on my clothes. The bright orange root embodies the fire assertive qualities of Mars, referred as an herb to ignite flames of motivation and passion. Hello. Put that in here. Yes, I'm using some of these are not my house herbs. These are herbs that I bought, but you better look in your seasoning cabinet and find get your herbs out. Get your herbs out. So we got this. So then we got rosemary. Rosemary is a protection herb. So we're gonna put some rosemary in it, and it's also for purification. Okay, now we got some dandelion. And y'all, I do not know what dandelion is on the top of my head. So let's just get our, I love to be informative, but y'all, I like to be like correct. And I don't know, try to be perfect, but just because it gives me a peace of mind to know everything and to give the right information. So I'm gonna make sure I tell y'all what dandelion grimoire is. It is used for to make a wish using, okay. Used in warding spells, creating a barrier against energies or influences. Okay, so this is protection. It's gonna, nothing else can influence nothing. This is gonna keep it protected. I like that. Okay. It's warding against any negative energies. Can nothing touch it. This dandelion is giving this the ultimate protection right now. Hello. Okay. Okay, dandelion. I see you, dandelion. See if I can pick up anything else from dandelion. It's a masculine. It's from Jupiter. It brings happiness and travel. Okay, cool. Whoops. Okay, y'all. Oh, sorry about that. Oh, my leg went to sleep. All right, y'all. So we got our dandelion in there. Now, one other thing I'm going to throw in there is some yarrow. Oh, I don't have no nettle. Okay, yarrow protects against, helps strengthen one's resiliency, protects against evil, and helps you be resilient. That means you're going to be able to fight and not lose. So all the things that I'm putting down here, I'm going to be able to fight and not lose. And we're going to do an Aries tarot, and then we're going to close this out. So we're almost finished with this, y'all. So if you guys are watching this video on the playback, make sure you're hitting the like button. Let me know how this works. So we got all our herbs here, y'all. And now I'm going to go in and I'm going to smash all these herbs up. I cannot put all these herbs in this candle. I'll put a lot of these herbs in here, but baby, we're going to sprinkle some of this smashed up herbs on the side, around the center, not in the direct, because this is a prayer candle and it could catch a fire. So this is not recommended for anybody who's not an adult. This needs adult supervision. So if any kids happen to see this, do not try this without your parents' permission and them watching you. This is not made for kids. Although kids can do it, but they just need parents' supervision. If I had those other candles, I normally like roll my candle in. I normally roll it, but if it had a different type of candle that wasn't glass, like a prayer candle, but I don't have that. I didn't want to use that candle because I told you guys that I was just led to get the prayer candle. I didn't even know what God was trying to tell me to do with all this, but I just stay ready. You ain't got to get ready. When God tell me to do something, I do it. So I'm grinding this up as best as I can, but I don't really have to do fine grinding. If I was using another candle where I would, if I was using another candle, I have to make it really fine so I could grind it up. So I would have to make it really grind it up so I can roll it, I meant to say. If it was a different candle, like those other candles that you see me in some of my pictures, I would make it really, really fine, then roll it, because if you try to rub a herb on a candle and it's not fine, the candle's not going to burn correctly. You're not going to get the burn that you want. So it's important to know what type of herbs the size of the herbs depending on the candle. We know with the larger candles, we can kind of use the glass, we can kind of use a different size herb. Smaller candles, they need to be finely crushed. All right, y'all, so boom, I got that going. So now, damn it, I gotta grab something else, y'all. Okay. All right, y'all. Oh. All right, y'all, so I'm gonna do this because I'm gonna put my extra herbs in here. So this is what I have right here is just a piece of charcoal. And I'm lighting this up. And I'm getting that ready to go. Because we're gonna put our herbs, the ones that we don't fit in there, we're gonna burn them right here, all our Aries herbs. So this is kind of like what I got after crunching it up. Again, this is not something I would use on a smaller candle. Just put that around there like that, see what that did. So now that I got my herbs, I'm going to, whoops. Before I do that, I almost missed out on a good part. You can't miss this step. This is the best step of the whole dang thing. You don't even need the herbs. If you don't even got the herbs, as long as you got a pen, a candle, and some oil, you can make something happen. So this is some oil that I mixed together. It's like rosemary, peppermint, tea tree. It's a whole bunch of like protection oils. So I'm going to put this in here like this. Okay. And then when I rub this oil in my candle, I'm rubbing it inward. Okay. I'm bringing it and I'm rubbing it, going through all this carvings I put in there, just basically putting oil in the carvings, but I'm pushing it in. See this? How I'm going in, I'm making this inward motion because we're bringing something in. If we were releasing, if the moon was wanting, we would be pulling it out. But where it's waxing, it's about to wax, so we're pulling it in. So we're pulling all that in right there. Boom. Now I'm going to take these herbs, pour some in my hand like this. I'm sitting here making a mess, but that's okay. When I get done, I'm going to be cleaning this mess up. So we can go around this candle like this, putting our Aries herbs into our candle. I can feel the Spirit of God. Thank you, God. Thank you, angels. Thank you, ancestors. Thank you for the presence of my beautiful spiritual team. Thank you so much. Thank you, God, for blessing me with this beautiful protection of angels, archangels, ascended masters, ancestors, spirit guides. Thank you, God, for the team of people that you help assist me in this life. The team of people. I meant to say the team of beings. Ashe, ashe, ashe. So I think this is pretty good. It's kind of really too full. So now that I poured that in there, I still need to scoop all my herbs off to the side just until the candle wax burns. Once the candle wax gets more better, then I can go in and I'm going to put more herbs in it. But until that wax gets to where I need it to be, this is just the way I like to do it. You do it how you want. But I like to pull everything out the way from the wick, away from the wick, or pull it towards the sides of the candle. And then eventually it'll get in the candle. Just pull it to the side for right now. So you could see, let me pull this out because this is kind of big. Okay. So you kind of see how it looks. I kind of have it pulled to the side. It's nothing really, not that much near the wick. Hold on. It's kind of like not near the wick. Y'all can't, every time I tilt the candle, I'm stuttering, my bad. But every time I tilt the candle, it kind of moves it. I wish I could show y'all better, but it's kind of like not towards the wick. Let me see. See y'all, it's kind of like away from the wick. Okay, well, I'm trying to light this thing on fire. But all the things, I believe all the things that come, let it come. Sure. Thank you for everything. So you kind of want to say your own little prayer. I guess I'll say mine in my head. As I'm praying, I'm putting my energy on the candle, and I'm just thanking God. Okay, we're ready to light. There we go. Almost burnt my damn nail trying to. Oh man, I got turmeric on my fingers. That's a no-no. Okay, so that is how you light this candle. And now that we did that, I need to I just want to get this like stuff out the way because I'm not want my tarot cards to get this stuff on it. So I'm gonna have to take a little break, y'all. Take a short little break. But we in the Aries energy. Welcome to the new beginning energy, Aries energy. Shout out to y'all for tapping into this video. If you liked the video, if it helped you out, make sure y'all, you can either just DM me or where they going on Facebook, messenger me, or like and comment below. Just let me know that you appreciate the video and you learned something new and you got a better understanding. Email me at blessedintuition777. You could Instagram me at blessedintuition, IG me at blessedintuition777. Emails blessedintuition777@gmail.com. YouTube is blessedintuition777. And y'all can find me on Facebook. So boom. this is lighting, and as it lights, like I said, this is gonna be lighting for 3 days. I'm gonna put this on my altar. I have an altar where I have my ancestors' pictures up, and I'm just gonna set that right there and let this just, you know, continue to illuminate the house and bring in these Aries energy. And I find, let me tell you something about these candles. I find with the candles, when I use these prayer ones, I find my kids picking up on these energy. Like I did another one for the Pisces moon. What was it? Yeah, Pisces. I'm telling you, them kids I must have left and came back. My kids was, oh my gosh, they are so like using their psychic ability. Like everything I put in the candle, I felt the kids was on it. I was like, dang, how did that energy jump onto the kids? Well, my daughter's not a kid. She's 18, 19, and my son is 10, but I like to say the kids still, I don't know. But even the people in the house, so look, this is going to help your family members too. Go on and try this prayer candle like this and keep letting it set for a couple of days. You'll be like, dang, the people in the house is acting all warrior-like, fighting their own spiritual battles. All right, y'all, let's tap. We're going to tap into this tarot. Is my, make sure that this is lit. We're going to tap into this tarot, y'all. And then I'm about to wash my hands real quick. We're going to tap into this tarot. I'm going to do an Aries New Moon collective reading. And I'm just going to ask some questions for that. I got a spread, an Aries spread that I'm going to use. And then we're going to close this out. And I'm glad that y'all came in. I'm glad to come and deliver the message to y'all. Like y'all just don't know. So grateful. All right, so boom. We need that to. So let me all right, y'all. Let me go and wash my hands really quick, and we go. Okay. Okay, I'll be right back. Okay, I'm about to come on in and write this part down because I don't want none of this. Oh, I kind of got some turmeric on. I did not want to do this on my table, y'all, but I had to forget. Okay. Now, if y'all see some little yellow on some of my future videos, just know it came from this dedication to this candle. Okay. Okay. So let's bring it back in. All right, we're going to get into these Aries. Ooh. Aries new moon spread, and we're going to close it out, y'all. So glad that y'all was able to tap in with your girl today. Y'all are so awesome for replaying this video or watching it back. We gonna get into this look a little shiny here, y'all. Get some of this shine out my beautiful face. Look at this shine out. Okay. Make sure that this camera give me the best angle. Come on, give me some. Come on, camera, work with. All right, y'all. Let me get into this real quick. Let's see what we gonna do. What Aries new moon spread we gonna bless the collective with? Okay, we got the 5 questions. We can use this deck. Okay. We can use this deck right here. Thank you for sitting down and watching me do what I said I was going to do for y'all. All right, let's go. So, what do we got for my beautiful Aries? Clearing. What dreamy depths have I plumbed for long enough? Ooh, somebody has to clear something. What dreamy depths have I plumbed long enough? Plumbed? She put it down and you just got it stuck? What if you were procrastinating? That's what it seems like you're saying. What dreamy depths have I plumbed for long enough? It sounds like that question is, what am I procrastinating on? But hey, we're gonna go with this S. So let's give me a card for number 1. Give me a card for number 1. Ooh. Give me a card for number 2. Give me a card for number 3. Okay. This is 3. This is 4. Or should we just take this for 3? We'll just take this for 3. Something's telling me that's all 3. Give me 4. Four can't be going out like that. That's 4. I guess we'll take this for 5. Let's go. All right. I like that song, y'all. So clearing. What dreamy depths have I plumbed for long enough? Number 1, you've been slipping on your happiness. You've been slipping on your happiness. You got a dream and a desire to have a happy family, a happy home, to be really happy. To be really happy. Kids happy, you happy, daddy happy, mama happy, everybody happy. For real, for real. Everybody got a goddamn cup full as hell, cheerful as hell. No toxicity, no drama, no nothing. We talk about that happiness that only with God being in the center that you can get. You can't get that happiness without God being in the center. I don't know who you think you fooling, but you can't. So we talking about that happiness. What vague abstractions of the past are killing for this new season? Are kindling? What vague abstractions of the past are kindling for this new season? Damn, they got some hell of questions, don't they? What vague abstractions? Something that was a vague abstraction. So something that was lightly taken. Something that you didn't notice taken from the past. Oh, something's going to be given back to you. Something that you vague. So that has to do with discipline. Oh, it says a transitional pause. What did I say? A transitional pause. So something had paused is going to not be paused. It's going to be your discipline. Some of you guys can start relationships with your fathers, baby fathers, but this is going to have a lot to do with discipline too. Some of y'all going to be more disciplined. Some of y'all wasn't a discipline. Some of y'all have been distracted. But in this new season, you're going to be more disciplined. In this new season, some of y'all may get a new man and a controlling man, like a man really, for real, like, this is giving me daddy vibes. Daddy, this could be your father. Some of y'all could be working on relationships with your father. Some of men could be becoming more men, becoming more father-like, becoming into their grandfather energy. That's something that's going to be, that was on pause, that's going to be coming up in the future. It's going to be a lot more discipline, a lot more leadership too. Emperor's leadership. So what's going to be coming up in this new season is you're going to be the leader. And that's what I wanted to say too, is everybody who tuned into this video, made it this far, y'all are the ultimate leaders of your community. Y'all are the true leaders. I know that anybody that has been really tapped in and really been watching this video and really rocking out with me, and if you a real leader, drop a book in the goddamn comment section and let me know you are a leader for real. Let me know you a leader for real. Drop a book in the comment section, because I'm telling you, I'm talking to my leaders. This is what's going to be coming on this new season, is you're going to be leading more. Could be leaving your family. You could be leading your family to happiness. Period. You. Okay, 3 seeds. How can I direct this energy with a headstrong certainty? Ooh, baby. Communication is key. And anytime that somebody tries to communicate with you and it's not on the type of temperature you on, you need to check it real quick. I'm talking about check it real quick, because people could come to you with doubts. People could come to you with fire energy. People could come to you trying to disrupt what you got your attention set out with this new moon. And when they do, you got to shut it down. It ain't no having it. We shut it down. You're not combating. You're not conflicting. You're not, anytime somebody pulls any snakish, any, I'm all concerned about me, any of that energy where it's all about me, or I gotta win it. If my win means you lose, oh well, you shutting all that down. We ain't doing none of that. It ain't none of that. This is a harmonious season, and you have to fight and speak for the harmony, okay? If people try to get out of line, or even if yourself, even if you get into the energy, you best to check yourself. For light in the darkness, when is frustration a cue for a sacred rage? When is frustration a cue for a sacred rage rising? I'm sorry. Some of y'all need to be confident about the love that you receive. You need to be real confident about your love, about your decisions and choices that you make. Real confident about the love that you receive. Some of you guys don't trust yourself. Been picking that up in the energy. Some people not trusting themselves. So anytime you need to always know that you are loved and be confident in your love. If you're feeling unloved, you need to rage in confidence of love. Like the moment that you think that you're not loved, you need to check yourself. Check yourself. I am loved. I am all that. I am the queen. I am the head and not the tail. I am God's favorite. I am God. You need to be checking yourself the moment you feel that you're unworthy or not loved. I'm feeling that. Okay. Number 5, planetary boom. What physical activity will help me keep my fires burning all season long? Holding on to being the leader, the queen, the king, holding on to cultivating, holding on to attracting, holding on to manifesting, holding on to, because we got the, put some of this in here. We got, the queen, the empress. We got the queen. Oh, y'all can't see the cards. Push it down a little bit more because y'all missed the cards. Huh? So we got the Empress coming up as the last. See, we got these. Let me see if I can pull it down so you have to see. We have the Empress then pulled herself out. So with the Empress pulling herself out, we have to hold on to Empress energy, hold on to being watched, holding on to creating. Empress is a creator. Empress manifests. Empress, when you in this energy right here, this Empress energy is about being able to create and see the fruits of your labor, like giving birth to something, this new beginning. Hold on into this birth, this you birthing, you being the mother of something you're being birthed, that being responsible to responsibility, because people are watching you. You glowing so hard, you being watched so hard and heavily. You got to remember that the people are watching this. So you want to hold on to and remembering that you're being watched. Or putting yourself out there to be seen too. A lot of y'all need to be more leaders. A lot of y'all need to put yourself out there to be seen, especially your creations, especially things that you're birthing. You need to be putting that out there. You don't need to hesitate on that business idea. You don't need to hesitate on nothing. Everything has to be put out on display for people to see. That's what will help your passion and your fire burn this whole time. Ooh, I'm loving the energy that I just felt come into here. Oh, I'm loving it. I'm leaving it right here so I can bask in this Aries energy. I don't know if it's because I sprinkled these on. I'm burning these herbs over here. Get this out the way. I'm burning my herbs. I don't know if it's because I sprinkled my herbs on here or what, y'all, but I'm feeling this, like, I'm feeling it. So thanks for rocking out with your girl. If y'all love the video, show your girl some love. I do have, I think my stars, you might donate on this to this channel with the stars after on the playback. I'm not sure, but if not, make sure y'all checking out blessedintuition777@gmail.com. Pay your tithes if you've got something from this message. Show your appreciation with a love donation. And I'll be back with some more messages. Make sure that y'all tapping in. Not with my crown all to the side. Make sure that y'all tapping in. Actually, kind of like that. Oops. Make sure that y'all tapping in. Make sure that y'all are showing your appreciation and your love for the video so I could come and bring y'all some more. Again, I will be back for the Libra new moon, full moon. And I want to talk about, before we close this out, let me tell y'all what we're going to be bringing in. Let me give y'all some of the things to look forward to if you're going to be rocking out with me. For the moon in Libra, we got spells for legal matters in general, justice, contracts, love, romance, dating, partnerships, marriage, war, peace, balance, beauty, harmony, music, finding a good doctor, lawyer, accountant, socializing, team building, diplomacy, open enemies, spells for another, Libra rules, planting, ornamental plants, strategy, diplomacy, negotiation, jewelry, ornamentation, debate, discussion, politeness, etiquette, manners, socializing, socialization, meeting, people lazy or laziness, mooching, tyranny of the week, romanticism, yes person, use people nicely, get pretty, mentors, the other guy working with two people or significant other, love and marriage. All right, so we're going to be tapping this in. We're going to be bringing out our Bible verses. We're going to be bringing out our herbs. We're going to get our candle. We going to be ready for this. Is you going to be ready for this is the question. Are you going to be ready? I'm going to be ready. So get with me. I'm going to drop the herbs and the color candles you need. Pink. I'm going to drop some little herbs. The smoke is, I got to light up. I got to open a window around here. Anyway, y'all. Thanks for rocking out with me. Like the video, share the video. Someone needs to hear this message. Bye. Okay. don't know why it's doing that. There, that's the button I'm looking for.